This is the second part for the 1-8 video. You've got some examples and we'll go through them. I'd like you to try to fill this out first and then watch this video for each one. So fill this out for the first one, check it by watching the video, stop it when I get to the second one, try the second one yourself first, and that way you're really seeing if you get this. So to interpret the graph about college costs, you have to know a little bit about it. Credit hours means how many credits they're giving you for the classes you take. So one class might be 1 credit, might be 2, might be 3 if it meets more often and has more expectations. The more credits you're earning, the more you pay in college is the general idea. So on this graph, it is linear. Okay, the graph is of a straight line, so it's linear. Our independent is that number of credits that we're taking. So credit hours. I'm just going to say number of credits. Our dependent is the cost. What am I going to have to pay to do that? In general, in math only, your x-axis typically is your independent, your y-axis is typically your dependent. Not always true in science, so be careful. The y-intercept. The y-intercept is where it crosses that y-axis. It's at 50. I prefer to write it, though, for this question that it's at the ordered pair 0, 50, because I can tell what it means. 0 is my x, so that's my number of credits. And the 50 is my y, which is my cost. Then I need to explain in words. It means for 0 credits, cost is $50. That might be a payment you have to make before you can even register, a registration or an application credit. All right, pause the video, try this example, and come back. So the Gap sells t-shirts. The Gap is a store in the mall. And down at the bottom it says price per unit. I'd like you to think of it as price for one shirt. That's what per unit means. It means what they charge you in the store. Revenue is all the money they bring into the store. They bring that in from contracts they have for ads where their clothes are used. They bring that in for actually selling shirts. So this graph is not linear because it's curved. Our independent then is the price for a shirt. And they're going to change that to see if they can affect the revenue. So revenue depends on all the shirts that they sell. The graph is increasing. The graph is increasing from the beginning, and it's heading uphill right up until about here, which is at an x of about 30. From 0 to x is 30. The graph is increasing. The y-intercept for this graph is where it crosses the y-axis, which is right about there at 120. Halfway between 0 and 240. And what it means, I want to write it as an ordered pair then, that's at 0, 120. 0 is my price for the shirt, 120 is my revenue. So, for a $0 price of a shirt, revenue is $120. So they haven't even charged anybody, but they're still making money. Again, that could be because they gave shirts to a place and then they were given something back. Any line of symmetry that's on the graph, so where the graph can fold onto itself, be right about here. So you just draw that line right down the middle where the left side and the right side would land on each other if I fold it there. Again, pause the video before you go on to this next one so that you can do it and then check. So this last one's talking about the speed of a car. And they're asking where the x-intercept is. So the x-intercept means where it crosses this x-axis, which I would estimate you need to around 7.3. You might have something slightly different. And so I'm going to make that an ordered pair. That's 7.3 for x and 0 for y, so I can tell what this means. That's my time. And this is my speed. So when I explain what it means, I want to be able to use those two words. It means that at 7.3 seconds, 7.3 minutes, the speed was 0. 0 miles per hour. The y-intercept, so the y-intercept sort of crosses the y-axis, and I'm going to estimate that to be right about there. It's a little tricky to see, so a value that's a little bit different would be a reasonable estimate. That's at 30. Again, I'm going to switch and write that at 0, 30 as an ordered pair to help me out because I already know what that means is then at 0 minutes, the speed was 30 miles per hour. Then to describe where the graph is positive and negative. The positive negative part means is it above or below this x-axis? In other words, the 0 line for y values. The whole thing is. So where is it positive? All of it. Where is it negative? None of it. So that's an easy one. Then it asks, and it's cut off on here, but it's not on yours, where it's increasing and decreasing, and that has some different parts to it. So as you check, it's increasing or heading uphill till about x is 1. So this part of the graph. Then it starts going downhill. Once x is around 4, probably about 3.8, it starts heading back up until x is about 6. So where is it increasing? From x is 0 to x is about 1, and from x is around 3.8, an estimate there, to x is 6. Where is it decreasing then? Drawing on the graph often helps so that we can describe it. These are the two parts from left to right where it's heading downhill from left to right. So it's decreasing from x is 1 to around x is 3.8. Then it's increasing again from 3.8. It's decreasing again from about x is 6 to an x of around 7.4. I'm estimating that one. When you're finished, show me that you have these done, please.